Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into something that's got action fans buzzing. Seriously exciting stuff. We're talking about a much-loved action franchise making a comeback, but like with a twist, new muscle, totally different location. We've dug into everything we could find, casting news, production details, you name it. Our mission, to really boil it down for you. We want to pull out the key things you need to know, give you a clear picture of why this next chapter, Roadhouse 2, is shaping up to be so interesting.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty unusual, isn't it? You don't often see a remake hit big and then immediately jump into a sequel that people are genuinely hyped for, especially getting the same star and director back. That says a lot about the first one, the 2024 film. It really sets things up for, well, a mix of respecting the past and trying something new. We're going to unpack all of that. Stick with us. You'll definitely have a few aha moments, I think.
Absolutely. So yeah, our focus today, Roadhouse 2. But to really get where it's going, we kind of need to look back first, right? Remember the original, 1989, Patrick Swayze as James Dalton, the ultimate cooler, basically the best bouncer you could hire, brought in to clean up the Double Deuce bar in Missouri. That film just, boom, cult classic status almost overnight. It had everything, the martial arts, the romance, that southern vibe, and those lines. People still quote them today, pain don't hurt, classic, totally. Then fast forward quite a bit to 2024. Amazon Prime Video drops this pretty bold reimagining. Jake Gyllenhaal takes over as Dalton, but now he's an ex-UFC fighter, got a dark past, and he's down to the Florida Keys. Very different feel.
And it was massive for Prime Video, wasn't it? Huge viewership numbers globally.
Undeniable hit. Now, it definitely stirred things up. You had the purists versus the new fans. Was it as good as Swayze? Or did Gyllenhaal's, raw intensity in those, frankly, brutal fights hit differently?
And you can't forget Conor McGregor stealing scenes as Knox. He was something else.
Exactly. Plus Jessica Williams, Daniela Melchior, adding to that world, that success, that buzz. It basically guaranteed Roadhouse 2.
That success is key. It showed there's a real audience for this now, not just nostalgia. But what's really interesting to me is getting Gyllenhaal and director Doug Liman back right away. That continuity is huge. It means they can build on what they already established, the tone, the look, Dalton's character arc. They're not starting from scratch, they're evolving it, which feels, well, stronger somehow.
Right. Evolution is the perfect word. And this is where it gets really juicy, the new people joining, and Gyllenhaal's return. First off, Jake Gyllenhaal is back as Dalton. He's the anchor. His 2024 performance, it really set a new tone. He wasn't just stoic. There's that ex-fighter background, the haunted past, that mix of intensity and real vulnerability.
You could see the work he put in, too. The training, the stunts.
Oh, yeah. Reportedly did a lot himself. That practical, visceral action, it adds so much grit, especially when so much is CGI these days. So him coming back means we stay grounded in Dalton's story. We get to see him face new stuff, maybe unpack more of that past. Okay, but then you throw Dave Bautista into the equation. Wow, suddenly the stakes feel like way higher.
Oh, absolutely. A WWE legend to turn genuine Hollywood actor.
We know him as Drax, obviously, but think about Blade Runner 2049, Dune, Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah.
The guy has serious range.
He's not just muscle. He can really act.
Exactly. So what's his role going to be? Everyone's guessing. Is he the big new villain, a rival, maybe even a surprising ally?
Either way, Gyllenhaal versus Bautista. That's a fight scene people will pay to see.
You bet. And Bautista's wrestling background? That gives him a totally different physical language, doesn't it? It's not just MMA.
That's a great point. Could we see different fight styles? Maybe some, wrestling showmanship mixed with that raw brawling?
That could be visually amazing. A whole new dynamic for the action. And then there's Leila George, maybe less known, but really intriguing.
Right, the Australian actress. She was in Mortal Engines, the kid.
But Animal Kingdom, the TV series, she was phenomenal in that. Handled some really complex, heavy emotional stuff, especially family drama.
Ah, okay. So her casting suggests more than just action.
That's what I'm thinking. Her role's secret, which makes it more interesting. But hiring someone with her dramatic chops, it hints at deeper character stuff. Maybe a love interest, sure, but maybe someone connected to the new conflict in a way that really gets under Dalton's skin, challenges him emotionally.
It points towards them wanting real substance alongside the spectacle. And those casting choices, they feel very deliberate, don't they? It's not just grabbing names. Bautista brings that sheer presence, that star power, and yeah, the potential for incredible action. He adds weight, literally and figuratively. But then George, with her background, signals they're serious about the story, the relationships, the emotional core. It feels like part of that trend in action films now wanting more rounded characters, richer ensembles. It's not just about the punches, it's about why they're thrown.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's pulling the strings behind the camera? Let's talk creative team. Doug Liman is back directing.
Which is huge. After doing the 2024 remake, him returning is a massive vote of confidence.
And his track record speaks for itself, right? The Bourne Identity, Edge of Tomorrow. He knows how to craft intense kinetic action.
Yeah, that raw, almost documentary feel he sometimes brings, the practical stunts.
Exactly. You feel like you're in the fight. Remember that hallway scene in the last one? More of that, please.
So his vision seems to be respect the Roadhouse vibe, but push what the remake started into new territory.
And speaking of new territory, the location. They're filming primarily in the Dominican Republic.
Now that is interesting. Talk about a change of scenery.
Totally. Forget gritty Missouri or sunny Florida Keys. Picture this. Gorgeous beaches, lush jungles, vibrant towns, that amazing culture.
It's going to look stunning, no doubt about it. A completely different visual palette.
And it could really shift the tone, couldn't it? Maybe bring in new cultural elements, not just as a backdrop, but part of the story.
Think of the action possibilities. Fights on the beach, chases through colorful markets, using that unique environment.
It definitely feels like part of that Hollywood trend of using these rich international locations to add another layer.
And Lyman is great at that, using the location almost like another character. Think how Bourne used Paris, or Edge of Tomorrow used those bleak battlefields. The environment mattered.
So in the Dominican Republic,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he'll use local traditions or specific landmarks.
Yeah, maybe Dalton faces conflicts tied to the local community, not just gangsters. Or encounters, I don't know, a fighting style he's never seen before.
Ooh, that's cool. Forcing him to adapt.
Exactly. It lets them really expand the world, make the setting influence the story and the action in a meaningful way.
Okay, so pulling all this together, what can we realistically expect? What's the takeaway here? Well, definitely more high-octane action in that gritty style from the 2024 film. That seems like a given.
For sure. And with Bautista and George joining, expect new conflicts, maybe shifting alliances, things getting more complex for Dalton.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping we get more on Dalton himself, his backstory, what makes him tick, maybe finally understand more about that UFC past.
Seems likely. And Amazon MGM Studios, they're clearly backing this. Targeting a 2026 release on Prime Video, they believe in this franchise. You know, looking bigger picture, Roadhouse 2 is landing at a really interesting time for action movies. There's kind of a renaissance happening, isn't there? More focus on character, on grounded, intense stories, alongside the big spectacle stuff.
Yeah, it's not all superheroes.
Right. And Roadhouse, with Dalton wrestling as demons while cracking skulls, it fits right into that. It offers something more relatable maybe. You get the thrills, but you also connect with his struggle. It could be a great example of how to evolve an action series smartly.
So there you have it, the hype around Roadhouse 2. It feels pretty justified when you break it down. You've got Gyllenhaal back in the lead, Bautista bringing the power, Leila George adding that dramatic depth.
All steered by Doug Liman's vision.
And set against this incredible new Dominican Republic backdrop.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a winning formula, pushing things forward while respecting the core.
It really makes you wonder, though, how deep are they going to go with Dalton's past this time? What secrets will that new setting uncover? And what kind of mayhem is Liman cooking up for us using that specific environment? How will Bautista and George really change the game for Dalton?
Yeah, exactly. So, as we finish up this deep dive, here's something for you to chew on. We know Roadhouse is about the brawls, the cool lines, but what underlying themes from the original, community, finding justice, maybe even redemption, do you really hope they explore and maybe even update in this new Caribbean setting? We'll be back soon with another deep dive. Until then, keep thinking.